This week in 2002, Ice Age came out.
The world is like, I love the squirrel.
Mhm.
And then they went like, and how about Ray Romano as a mammoth? And they're like, pass.
Oh, I'm a big elephant. All right, welcome to This Week in Nerd History. This is a podcast where we talk about all the fun, dumb, nerdy stuff from the past, present, and future. I'm Mike. Joining me as always, we got AJ and Sal. How you guys doing today?
Super terrific.
Good as always. We got an exciting interview today. Something a little bit different from our video game characters. It's a video game character. I'll get straight to it.
Something a little
bit different than a video game character, but it is exactly that.
Yeah.
We won't keep it waiting anymore. It's Yoshi.
Hey, Yoshi. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, my pleasure. Excited to be here. Hey, Yoshi, you got a really great voice.
Nope, we're not doing that again. So, Yoshi, you do anything special on March 10th?
No, not really. Why?
You know, March 10th. MAR 110 IO Mario.
Mario Day.
Oh, is that what this is? You brought me on here to talk about Mario?
We thought it would be kind of fun.
Yeah, let's talk about Mario. He's already in every game, so might as well fabricate a whole freaking holiday for him, too.
Sorry, Yoshi, we didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah, is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Yes, thank you. I'm here to expose the lies of the government, scientific community, and the media. It's all part of a massive conspiracy to hide the truth about the shape of Yoshi Island.
What?
If you look at this overworld map, you'll see right here that it's all...
All right, that's all the time we got for today. Thanks, Yoshi.
You can't silence me! Yoshi and I have the same voice.
Yeah, we know. Nobody cares.
Grow up.
All right, so this is Today in Nerd History, and when was it? Like just the other day, Disney released
Literally
the trailer?
yesterday, as of our recording.
They released the trailer for the live-action Lilo and Stitch, and it looks good. Like, he looks awesome. Little Lilo looks cool.
I think the alien's name is Stitch.
Fuck. I had that in my head. Yeah. No, I meant the
I was
girl.
like, the little girl?
Oh,
the little girl looks
yeah,
great.
She looks real.
Yeah, she looks great.
She looks like a real person.
She's real.
Yeah, of course. Damn it. I didn't
Thank
even
God.
register in my own brain when I said it.
No, yeah. I have a lot of friends who are like hardcore Lilo and Stitch fans that are also in animation, and they were like worried about this.
Mm-hmm.
And they all said, like, we have our own little Discord chat, and they were like, yo, I'm actually excited about this. It looks good. I'm glad it doesn't suck. Like, they were also worried that it was going to suck. Because, you know, with the whole, I mean, you just got to think, like, the problems that happened with the original Sonic design, they could have gone really bad with this. But Stitch looks great.
The ripple effect of that whole Sonic thing, like, studios like now understand, like, okay, let's not
the
like
audience
change it up. Yeah, there's
want.
a reason why this character is so popular and like looks great is because it looks like that. So let's not reinvent the wheel.
Just make it look like the thing. Don't try to get creative.
The transition from the cartoon to the doll is like good, and so I feel like they stayed within that realm designing the CG character, that it's just like the same shape and kind of fluffy, kind of soft and cuddly the way he describes himself.
I wonder if they'll put back in the airplane sequence now that it's safe enough.
I think the 9/11 kibosh. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that. I also don't think the kids are going to be hiding in any dryers or refrigerators or whatever.
Right. It's crazy, like watching through like all the stuff that they changed in like deleted scene, like fully animated scenes, or at least it was pretty close to finish. Those like complex shots and stuff that they, like, rightfully so. It would have been such a distraction to keep that stuff in there at that time. So like they kind of had to do it, but like all that work, and it's a lot of it, so much of it is just really kind of seamless. It's really like impressive, like how they're able to do that. But
yeah, you can only notice it if you knew it was there, and even then it still looks great.
We're going on a 9/11 tangent, which is really not what I was expecting.
Oh no.
But
in March,
Master of Disguise, that movie, the
turtle thing.
Yeah, what's it? I love him. Why am I blanking on his name?
Oh,
Dana
Carvey.
Dana Carvey. That movie was like, they stopped production. Like, it was filming while 9/11 happened. Like, they stopped. Like, it was just like a weird mark on a horrible movie that like everybody brings up whenever that terrible movie comes up. I don't know.
They sure do. Yeah, they're like, they had to have a moment of silence, and they were shooting the turtle sequence at that moment. So like Dana Carvey's in the turtle suit, and they're just kind of like bowing their head silently as like the towers are falling, and then he's like, all right, back to work, turtle. And it's like, I don't know about you, but like, I'm not like feeling the laughter right now. Although Admittedly, I don't think anyone was really laughing during that sequence anyway.
Yeah,
I know.
But 9/11 was
not
a good excuse.
sequence anyway.
There's so many times in my career where I question this dumb shit that I'm doing. If it's just like juxtaposed against like something serious, I can't even imagine like him in that ridiculous turtle costume.
Just questioning everything. Like, that is the joke. The joke that they do where it's like they just hit the second tower. Like, that happened when he's wearing that goddamn outfit. And he is like, you know what? Like, why don't we just stop?
Can we call it? Let's call it a day.
Yeah, we're never going to make this movie.
Let's just wrap this whole movie. Just end it here. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, no one's going to complain. No one's going to go, oh, they didn't make Masters of Skies. What's the second worst Dana Carvey vehicle they ever made? Like that, that'll be the thing that they give him a hard time for.
This is totally switching gears, but I went to bring it up earlier. Holly, AJ's seen it. There's a big pile of records in the office today. She had him in her car. Like on her drive home, she passes his house. Like a couple weeks ago, there's just like a stack of records, like vinyl records, like on the lawn. And she's like, what is happening? And so she's like, sneaks up. It's like thinking she's doing something wrong and just takes two big stacks of records and like takes a picture of it and stuff. She's driving home. She felt like she like stole some. And then she was saying like every day since she would like drive by and like check to see if anything else was, there was like half of like a smashed record player. Like something's happening in this house. And then last night or the night before, she's like, there's more out there. So there's like 3 more stacks of records in there. She hasn't even like fully gone through them yet.
It's a lot. It's a lot of records.
It's a lot.
But are they all like Barry Manilow?
There's 3 stacks this high.
Yeah, it's a mix.
There's even more Mike's.
There's a Star Wars soundtrack. I think from A New Hope. There's one. It's this Tammy's Christmas special thing. It's like a version of Barbie from like the 60s.
Merry Christmas with Tammy.
So there's this one here.
Who the hell is Tammy?
Who's Tammy? She's your new best friend, Obvi.
I can't wait to hear her songs.
As Holly was like unpacked, she's like, Tammy Wynette? She's like, that's something.
For the best entertainment in children records, be sure to get all of these new Tammy record albums. There's more than one.
Yeah.
There's 6 other records. Oh no, well I guess the Christmas one is here. So there's at least 5 other records.
5 other records.
Meet Tammy and her friends, Tammy's favorite fairy tales, Tammy's sing-along party, Tammy's big parade, and Tammy in Fairyland.
There was an Alvin and the Chipmunks in there somewhere.
That's like, cool.
Some of me are like, all right, I get why you're throwing these things out. But there's others, I'm like, just to throw all of them out is fucking crazy to me. I don't know.
I used to do that too. Back before like TikTok, where it was like, here's the stores you need to strike, where they now have like locks on their dumpsters. Yeah, that was great. Yeah. I loved it. I have quite a few things that I cherish that came out of a garbage can.
Like that Elf comic.
Yeah, right? Yeah, but I didn't fish it out of the garbage can. That was a gift. That was a present just for me.
That was a trash gift.
That was a little reward for doing this show. But really doing the show is its own reward. I will say I had a similar experience where I was driving through a neighborhood near me once, and there was just a big like Rubbermaid bin filled with Nerf guns.
Holy shit.
And I like went out and there was a sign on it that was taped to said free. And I'm like, no.
This is a trap.
And I went up and I got it, and I could see in the window there were 2 kids who were like forced to watch. Like clearly they screwed up.
Oh.
And they were being forced to watch their beloved Nerf gear just get taken by a couple of rowdy 20-year-olds who were like, mine. And just took the thing. And like, I think you dropped another, like a dart. Grab it. Like, leave nothing.
What a terrible punishment. Like, holy crap.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, those kids were being punished. Like I got the one where it has a tripod. So you could be like, burp, 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 burp. Like, so many amazing Nerf guns. I got like, and they're all here. My team and I
them. At least there's that.
I have them. My team and I literally just had a huge Nerf battle at the studio. Like we just got in the studio and we're like, let's just shoot the shit out of each other with our contraband. Let's do it on the lawn in front of the kids.
Oh my God.
It's awesome.
That is.
I'm like, there's like $600 worth of Nerf gear in here.
Yeah, those things aren't cheap, too.
That's a lot of money.
No.
Those kids messed up.
What's wrong with that? with those parents that they're just willing to just give all that away.
Yeah,
I'd be like, at least sell it on eBay or something.
They're like, no, I don't want any excuse. I don't want them near it. I want them to watch.
Just gone now.
Taken.
Yeah.
Watch someone else steal your toys.
That's messed up.
I know. It's like the end of Casino when Joe Pesci's forced to watch his brother get beaten to death with a baseball bat. It's like that level of terror and torture for a kid.
Yeah, those kids will never do that again.
Whatever it was.
Whatever the hell they did.
Or they're going to hold a grudge against their parents for the rest of their lives. So
it's the same thing that was happening with Holly and the Records. There's just like some old man inside, like forced to watch Holly.
That's right. That's right,
Why
Dad.
are you taking them away?
It was the parents of those boys. It was like, that's the revenge on that.
Exactly.
This is what you get. Giving away your Nerf guns, you son of a bitch.
This is what you get, Dad. I'm just putting them all on the lawn.
I don't understand.
Not my Tammy album.
I have 5 other Tammy albums.
I hope they're all in there. I hope there's
so
a full Tammy collection.
Me too, man. That'd be great.
Yeah. This week in 2002, Ice Age came out from Blue Sky, R.I.P. Blue Sky. We had a show. What's the word? Alum? No, that's not the word I'm thinking of. Our guest, Justin, way back in Halloween time.
Our only actual physical human guest up until this point.
Yeah.
First,
which
last,
surprise!
I know.
Our second human guest is going to be next week.
Yeah,
that's very
Josh
exciting.
Rubin, director of Heart Eyes.
Look forward to it.
Will be a guest next week. Super excited about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Blue Sky was like I feel like they were like a very, very underrated studio. They were smaller in terms of like, CG animation studios and stuff like that. But like they're really like a big pioneer of technical achievements in like the 3D animation, like a lot of cool like things with, like the Peanuts movie. There's a lot of cool stuff that happened like that they kind of were responsible for that then like flowed into Spider-Verse and just like all different types of approaches to 3D animation. And so it was like once Disney bought them or whatever that was, I was like, fuck, that's the end of that. That was not going to last long.
What they do.
I know. They were even like, no, they'll be their own thing. And then 2 seconds later, whoops.
Crushed. Oops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Switched off. But yeah, Ice Age was a movie. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but like,
I don't know if I've even actually seen Ice Age.
There's like 50 of them.
Speaking of other things that my 3-year-old is obsessed with, there's a bunch of shorts of the squirrel that like gets the acorn and is always trying to find the acorn and whatever. And there's like other ones with like a younger, I assume it's his kid squirrel that like the two of them play together. My son loves those and will ask to like watch them on repeat.
I'll tell you,
I've seen like all of those.
Your son has hit on the zeitgeist because the world is like, I love the squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went like, and how about Ray Romano as a meme? And they're like, pass. I don't know. I'm so unrelatable.
You mean
Kids
Mike?
love,
I thought that was Mike.
That was pretty good. I know. Sorry.
Yeah. I did the scratch track for that whole movie. It was mostly just I was doing scratch for it. Oh, I'm a big elephant.
I'm extinct. They'll never resurrect me.
I almost spit tea all over my keyboard.
I was going to try to, I couldn't remember the wife's name and Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, yeah. I would never, gun to my head. I'd be like, Janice. I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Pete. Barbara.
Hey, Pete. Hey.
That's almost the brother, too. It's like, what is up with this family? The parents, they sound normal, but like then it's like, hey, it's me. It's like, oh, it's me, but it's just deeper. I'm like, what is this puppet show?
Some people just have puppet voices. They can't help it.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's true. They lend themselves perfectly to puppetry.
Yes.
Yeah. It's basically just Fozzie at that point. That's pretty good.
I just got ads served at me for YOLO Rainbow Trinity, and it looks insane.
Yeah.
we were saying before, it's like season 3.
Season 3.
Number one, how does this exist? And I didn't know about it until now. It started season 3 on March 9th, which was my birthday, so it was on Sunday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We didn't do a big deal.
Yeah, we don't need a big deal. I'm 41. It's not
Everybody wish AJ happy birthday in the comments, everybody. Come on.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. Here, I'll do a really good Fozzie Bear wishing a happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Perfect. No notes.
Thank you.
So Yolo Rainbow Trinity apparently premiered season 3 on Sunday. On Adult Swim, and then the next day, so on Monday, then it's on Max. So that's kind of a neat thing that they have, that their stuff will be next day on Max. But it just looks so insane and fun, and it's by like one of the co-creators of Smiling Friends, and I just like, how tell me in the comments, how did I miss this? How did I not know this existed for
How'd you miss
2
the first
seasons already?
2 seasons.
Two seasons
amazing.
that I didn't know this existed. It's so weird and fun.
Where were you getting ads for this?
I think just on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't watch YouTube a lot, but they were just like, hey, they like jammed them at me one day when I was looking for stuff. They were just like, no, you need this ad again. You like, I feel like there are certain days where they're like, we are trying to get you to watch this.
Oh yeah, no, they're paying. They're paying for those ads. Definitely. There's no way they're not, and that will do that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it's just so different now, or maybe I'm just I'm sure it's partially me too, just being like out of the loop of like where shows are really advertised, aside from like YouTube or anything like across the internet.
Right? Like, I don't have Adult Swim, so like, how do I see that stuff? I have Max, so I can see that stuff on Max, but like, I'm not usually going on like Max or Netflix to like seek out new animated shows.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more, people who watch this show.
Right.
Tell me more.
Convince me.
I like shows I really know nothing about that show, but like watching that trailer, I was like, this looks fucking wacky. And that's what I love about animation too, and just cartoons. It's like, there's just shows like whatever. Like Smiling Friends is so fucking weird and funny, but like the premise of it is pretty. The premise of it is weird too, but it's just sort of like an office comedy, but just like blown out. But like those kind of shows where it's just like, here's just the weirdest fucking thing you're ever going to see in like animated format. And it's great. I don't know. I wish there was like more weird shit like that.
I mean, honestly, it reminds me a lot of my childhood, because I spent most of my childhood watching the Beatles movie, the Yellow Submarine movie, like,
oh my God,
repeatedly. The first time I had it on VHS, I feel like I've told this story before, but like, I had it on VHS and I brought that VHS tape with me to college. And the first week I was in college, there was a VCR, like, and like a giant TV on the main floor. I lived in a house. It was called the Healthy House. But I played the movie for my friend, that like one of my first friends in college, and he was watching this movie with me, and he was like, are you just high all the time? Like, what? And I was like, straight edge. I was like, no, what are you talking about? I was like, this is normal, fun, good animation. And he was like, what is wrong? And I was like, I grew up watching this. And he was like, what are your parents like? And I was like, what do you mean?
Supportive.
Cut to your parents, they just look like Yellow Submarine characters. They're just drawn.
Yeah.
They're just
your parents
multicolored.
Are just
very, very psychedelic. But now I watch the Yellow Submarine with my kids, so I like that they like it.
There you go.
Perpetuating the cycle.
I have to. That and like, I remember at one point I caught glimpses of The Wall, and that was another like nightmare fuel type animation deal going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Similar for me.
It's so important, like, to get weird or off-kilter shows, especially animation, like, on. And it used to be that, like, it was because it was on television. Like, it was just getting it in. Who cares if it's on at like 12:15 at night? Like, just get it on. Because there were a slew of cartoons that I watched as a kid, and my parents just were like, what the crap is this? Like, where are you getting any of this from? And I'm like, why are you watching it? And I'm like, because it's on.
It's on, yeah.
Because it's here.
And that's it.
And that's my real parents.
Right? Right? And they're like, well, I'll be damned if I parent you. So, yeah, I mean, have at it. If it's on, then Jesus, that's what the babysitter is doing.
Keeping you quiet.
Yeah.
Fine.
Now let's watch Watership Down again.
Yeah, it's for children. I never saw Watership Down. My completely inappropriate childhood animated movie that my parents threw on for me because it's a cartoon, which means it's for children, was The Last Unicorn. That was my Watership Down. Where I'm like,
I don't think I've ever seen it.
What is this?
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and weird because it's like this high fantasy story about how like all the unicorns are gone but one, and she's the last, and she hooks up with this Jewish magician named Schmendrick, who is voiced by Alan Alda, and it's amazing. It's a revelation. It's also a really like beautiful novel as well. But like anyway, it's weird as hell, and the metaphors and visuals are all just made up by Peter S. Beagle, who's like, I don't know, how about this? And it's like this is very specific. And I actually got to meet him once at New York Comic Con, and I was like, Peter, there's this beast. The antithesis to the unicorns is the Red Bull. It's a giant, ethereal, flaming, magical bull, and it is controlled by a miserable king named King Haggard. Subtlety. And I'm like, what does the bull represent? Like, what is this? And I was like, Peter, what is the bull? He goes, what do you think of it? I'm like, I'm not in English class anymore, Peter.
Tell me.
Just tell me.
Give me the answer.
Is it red because it's like I don't know, a woman becoming an adult? Like, what's happening? It's maybe. No, just tell me.
Oh my God.
Weird. But yeah, but children will be robbed of these experiences, not being forced to watch cartoons because it's a child thing.
Mine was
cartoons are for kids.
Secret of Nim was mine. Yeah. Like a lot. Watch that a lot. For whatever reason too. Like I call it the Rats of Nim for some reason.
I like it better.
I don't know
why not?
Yeah, because when I'll mention that to some people, I'll say that, and they're like, I'll say like that. I watched that movie a lot, and they're like, "Did you?" Because that's not the title of the
movie. Not sure you know what you're talking about there, buddy.
That movie fucking stressed me out. Just like a little kid, just stressed out watching that movie.
By the way, you know why you do that? Because the book is called The Rats of Nim.
Is it? I didn't even read the book.
And the Rats of Nim.
Wow, that's weird. I guess that's why, but I definitely did not.
But how would you know?
Right.
It's not like you can read, so there's no way you
As
are
we've
familiar
established,
with the novel.
I do not and cannot read. I refuse to learn.
Will not.
Right. Exactly. Between that and the Transformers movie, nice traumatic childhood, man.
Oh, yeah, though. It was seminal.
I was so like, we're all over the place here, but who cares? AJ, I don't think you've seen the Transformers animated movie from 1986. It's fucking awesome. Awesome movie.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah. So I should see it.
Yes.
Oh, unlike the other Transformers movies.
Like, soundtrack, awesome. It's one of my, like, not even like animated, like, favorite movie. Like, I've watched that a billion fucking times. But like, I was so much older until when I realized the reason why so many Transformers get killed off is because they didn't want to make those toys, or they're just transitioning out of those toys.
Yeah,
just
like,
completely traumatized. Like, Transformers is my favorite toy line, whatever, cartoon, all that shit. Growing up, the movie, it's got all your favorite Transformers in it.
And then they all die?
Brutally, there's a number of like fight scenes and stuff, but there's like this one like towards the beginning of it's pretty early in the movie. Yeah. And just like, I'm watching it in the theater. I saw it in this theater like 3 or 4 times. And like, you see, like, they're just shooting them with like huge, like blasting big holes
in their chest.
You see the lights go out of their eyes as like smoke comes out of their mouth. It is fucking traumatizing. I'm like, Ironside. Just like, boom, dead.
They kill Autobots. They kill the leader of the Autobots.
Yep.
They kill a fan favorite main like S tier villain, Starscream.
Yep.
He's been gunning for Megatron's spot the whole time.
Yep.
Finally gets it after betraying him in this big weird sequence where he's like, I still function. Don't do that.
Oh man, fucking
and he just
amazing.
kicks him into open space.
Yep.
Starscream's like, now let's have the coronation ceremony. Friggin' dies. He disintegrates and his crown like just bounces down. It's
and
amazing.
Then you get smashed under. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And Orson Welles' last role as why am I blanking on his
Unicron?
Unicron, thank you.
I will never forget Orson Welles in the interview that he gave when he was promoting the movie before he died, where he was like, I understand. It wasn't even promoting. I think it was like he was still working on it. He was promoting something else because I think he died halfway through making it. because Nimoy plays Galvatron, who is, of course, what Megatron becomes, and I think Nimoy subs in for Orson Welles like halfway through the movie.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Even though, I mean, if you listen to Unicron, by the way, like Unicron's this like unfeeling, cold, planet-eating planet. I guess it's like a huge effing robot planet, and it eats other planets, and it sounds like this cold, Lovecraftian, unfeeling, but it's clearly just Orson Welles on a back. And he is half asleep, like reading this thing, like reading these scripts. Like I'm like, okay.
Just microphone like on his mouth.
Just Paul, my son. It's fermented in the bottle. But he's like, but he goes. They're like, oh, and you're working on another project? Yes, I play a large toy that eats other little toys. Greatest living director of all of American history. Yes, my final role will be that I play an action figure that eats other smaller action figures.
The culmination of my career.
And then died. It killed him. And it killed the G.I. Joe movie. Because the G.I. Joe movie was supposed to come out before Transformers. But through like a screw-up, Transformers ended up going out first. And they murder the protagonist in the first like 20 minutes of the movie. And kids lost their shit. And their plan in the G.I. Joe movie was to kill Duke off too. And they were like, well, we can't do that.
Yep. So Duke's like in a coma or whatever.
Duke, oh my God, it's phenomenal because Duke dies. And off screen, someone goes, and he's falling into a coma. Oh no! One of the women characters.
He's definitely not dead.
Yeah, literally, they're all crying, and he's like, ugh, and then he goes, and they go, he slipped into a coma, and I'm like, that's the most low effort thing I've ever seen, and it didn't come out in theaters, by the way. Yeah. So it's like, it's direct to DVD, DVD, it's direct to Betamax. What the hell's wrong with you? Like, just have him die.
I love that on screen. He's okay. He's going on vacation for a little bit. He'll be all right. Don't call him. He'll be back though later.
Don't call on him though.
What's that, Duke? I'm fine.
He got really tired. That's okay, Duke. Take a nap. You deserve it.
Yo, Joe, guys, go ahead without me. I'm all right. I'll be over here.
Right. Like when they start cutting off, I'm okay.
All right, so what is it? Yesterday in Nerd History? Whatever it was, like 4 days ago in Nerd History. It was March 10th. It was Mario Day, so we figured we'd do like a little bit of a deep dive on a little-known character in the Nintendo universe, Mario.
Mario,
thank you. Yes. So yeah, I mean, like obviously everybody knows Mario, but we just thought like, there's like some weird little factoids and shit about him that's still interesting. He's insanely, I was just thinking about it too, like on tier with like Mickey Mouse. Is he more popular than Mickey Mouse now? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you?
Right. I assume
in terms
he's
of
not
recognizability.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think he's probably still like under Mickey as far as like recognizability, just because Mickey is like a logo.
Yeah.
And Mario technically isn't like the logo for Nintendo.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Mario's a character, but yeah, he's got to be one of the most recognizable characters in like fiction.
I was watching just a quick video of what's his face, Martinet, the longtime voice of Mario, and like I can only watch like I don't know 5 seconds of that guy before I'm like, this is a lot of energy that I don't quite know what to do with. Like when he's doing the voice and stuff, I'm like, it's a lot, man. He's a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, dial it back. Yeah, all right, you're Mario. I get it.
No, I looked it up too, just out of curiosity. Just like I saw different numbers, but like his net worth was like $10 million. Like because he was the voice for 30 years or something.
32 years.
Yeah,
he did the voice for Mario.
Crazy.
He did over 150 video games and over 5 million audio files of Mario stuff, as well as like he used to do something that was it was something like a trade show where like they put like little motion cap things on his face, and he was like behind a curtain, and people could come by and talk to Mario, and he would like talk as Mario.
That's cool.
Like that was like something that he did before like the games were really big, which is just really cool. Like really cool.
Yeah.
Like how did they even have that kind of technology back then?
Yeah,
because that's like something that they would relatively
do now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't like him. I like Lou Albano. That's my Mario. I like Mario who's like, hey, fuck you,
I know,
Luigi.
yeah.
Like, I was really thrown off because I didn't have Mario on N64. I had GoldenEye, but I went over to my I'm not gonna get into it. I went to a girl's place. She was playing Mario 64. It's the first time I played it, and he's like, "Woohoo!" And I'm like, this is offensive. Immediately, I was
this
like,
is Italian
this
offensive.
is bullshit.
I was like, I'm out. I hate this. I would rather it just be a mook from Brooklyn. It's like, hey, yeah, I'm very abrasive sounding.
My back hurts.
What's funny is I read a whole thing about Martinet's, when he first when he basically broke into the audition for Mario. He wasn't supposed to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
But just kind of showed up, I think. But they gave him the description of a plumber from New York, and his original thought was okay, it would probably be like a mobster. But then he thought that would be too scary for a kid, so he was like, I'd have to tone it down some. And then it said that he just his brain short circuited, and he didn't know what to do, and he just came out with this gibberish.
Oh, that's what that is.
This is the first words Mario ever spoke from his audition. Hello, I'm a Mario. Okie dokie, let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some spaghetti. You go get some sausage. I get some sauce. You gonna put some spaghetti on the sausage and the sausage on the pizza, and then I'm gonna chase you with the pizza. Then you gonna chase me with the pizza and gonna make a lasagna.
Yeah, everything about that is so offensive.
Yeah,
I almost
it's
turned into a black
just
hole.
Word vomit.
Yeah.
And they were they said he just kept recording until the tape ran out. And then that's the only tape that they sent to Nintendo. And they're like, all right, we got our Mario.
Yeah, nailed it.
First
try, no notes.
Done.
That's not even a joke. They were like, no notes.
I would love, halfway through him saying that, he's completely lost it, realizing he's just panicking, crying a little bit.
No.
He just can't stop. I'm making the sauce and I'm making
I can't stop.
His nose is bleeding.
Yeah. I hope that they just take that audio file, just feed it into the AI machine that's going to do Mario for forever, and just be like, there, it's just that. That way, that could always happen again. You just glitch Mario, and he's just like, I don't know what to say. That's a Dorkly joke, right? That's a bit. You gotta write that shit down.
It's probably too offensive for Dorkly. We've done that before, because Clint, who does our Mario, forever,
it's amazing.
We'll go so stupid and a little over the top with some of the Italian stereotype stuff, where Clint's like, all right, I'm not going to do this one. Take it down a little.
I can't do this
I'm
one.
all right, that's fine. I get it.
It's great. No,
I'm calling a line here, and I'm not stepping over it.
Yeah. For the record, as the resident Italian in the room, I will say, I do not actually find it offensive. It's just more I just didn't like it because it was different, and I just preferred the guy who sounded more like a family member to me, who was like, hey, this is my Mario. But yeah, you can't have N64 where he's like, I'm over to Koopa's house. Here we go. I'm going to curb stomp this stupid turtle. It's not going to happen. It just has to be. It could only be, woohoo!
There is a universe where that Mario exists.
I want that game. I want that, that mod where it's just the Lou Albano mod.
There's just a lot of
that's Sonic for Hire.
Yeah, he's the gangster. He gets hurt. Damn it! What's the matter with you? He just stopped. No, stop!
Stop! My hip is fucking killing me.
Oh, he bumps into a Goomba. The Goomba's he's like, oh shit, and the Goomba's like, sorry, and he's like, yo, you stuff your stories up your ass. Do you understand? What do you think you're doing?
There was one time when I was, I feel like I met that guy on the street. I met that angry Mario on the street. There was one time when Dan and I, when we lived in LA, we would go on runs in the neighborhoods. It was really nice to do that. And we were running, and there was this homeless man with a carriage, and he just he saw Dan running we were running towards him across the street, and for some reason halfway across the street he locked eyes with Dan, and he just went what are you, Italiano? Hey, stick a pizza pie up your pizza ass.
Pizza ass.
What the hell?
And we just immediately went around him, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no
There's no response to that.
There's no response to that.
Yes.
No, you go like you
Italiano?
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey!
Right. You just kind of make a noise back. Yeah.
What's the matter for you? There you go. Woohoo!
It's in my memory forever. We met Angry Mario.
When Mario first appeared as the player character in Donkey Kong in 81, and Miyamoto wanted to use Popeye as the protagonist, but was unable to obtain a license to use him, so they created Mario.
Didn't get the rights until like much later. And so he just created this like player character with the little bits that he could. There's so many fun little things that I learned, like looking up stuff for Mario. Like they made his hat like part of his design so that they didn't have to do any animation for his hair when he's jumping. For like later on, not in the original Donkey Kong, he couldn't jump anyway. But like having just a big nose and a mustache meant that they didn't have to have like a mouth and animate like any features or facial expressions. Just cut out all of that stuff, which is pretty.
The hair thing is so funny to me. Like they wouldn't have to animate that hair anyway. Like there's no game that's like got like physics and stuff like physics sims and shit in there.
Samus's hair moves, right? When she takes the helmet off.
Oh, she takes the helmet off at the end? Yeah, that's true. That is true.
You got to make it photorealistic.
Yeah. if you're working with 8 bits.
Other fun facts about Mario. He was named after Nintendo's landlord. So in Donkey Kong, he was called Little Mario in the sales brochure. Little Mario. And but in the English instructions, he was called Jumpman.
Jumpman.
Yep.
And before that, he was actually originally, before either of those, this is a new factoid that I didn't know, he was called Mr. Video. And that wasn't like an official name, but that's kind of what Miyamoto like called him in his head. And he later said like, if he was officially named Mr. Video, he would have just like died by the wayside and he never would have become what he is today. But the idea was because he wanted to do the Popeye thing and then he couldn't. So he decided, all right, I'm going to make a character that I can kind of like put in as like my go-to character that he can just kind of drop into any game as like filler. And so he had this idea of like, all right, he's Mr. Video and I can put him in here and I can put him in there and whatever. And the funny part about like he actually did become like the go-to character for so many things, from like the Mario Kart series, the Paper Mario, you've got all the sports themed stuff like the Mario Tennis, you've got Super Smash Brothers, you've got all these fucking things that Mario is just dropped into. He's in over 200 games. It's insane.
I know. That's what we did that premise. It was like a press conference, I think, whatever it was. I forget the actual video that we did, but it was like calling out all the different stuff that they make Mario do, and he was kind of exhausted and like a little scared of Nintendo that they just forced him to do all that shit.
According to Nintendo, Mario has 7 careers, which include plumber, doctor, racer, martial artist, basketball player, baseball player, and soccer player. But like tennis player isn't on there, and he's definitely in Mario Tennis. So what the fuck?
I know. He's also
it's not an official. That one's just a hobby.
Yeah. He's also a referee.
Yeah. In Punch-Out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like my first Mario voice. TKO. Which is what all like people from Brooklyn sound like to me.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. No notes.
Yeah. I know.
Nailed it.
Yeah, it is good. Welcome. I saw when was it? So not that as big news as last year. There were also interesting events, partnerships. JetBlue's Cloud Top Cruiser, that the JetBlue like jet with like Mario
painted
and some other characters on.
Guys.
Like the outside of it looks awesome, but the first thing I was like, who is this? Who's it for, or what
is it just for like one kid who might be on that plane?
The thing is
there anything special inside about it? I couldn't find any other info.
Yeah, that video just showed. So it was just like, to describe it, it's just the outside,
and they're like,
a JetBlue like smaller plane, right? That's just painted up. It's got like cool looking Mario characters like on the sides and stuff like that, and like the tail or the wings are a certain color. But like, I just don't understand what the point is for that. Like my first thought was it's a private jet maybe, but like it's not that, because it's
yeah,
commercial.
I don't know.
And like I can't wrap my head around it. Like you only see the outside of a plane when it's like on the tarmac and you're like
when you're about to
at
board
the gate.
Yeah, you're not like looking up
right.
and like, whoa, it's Mario. Like that's not gonna happen.
So I want to know, like, did they wrap the inside of the plane like they do on like the subway?
Yeah, maybe there's some extra stuff.
The subway shuttle where they put ads on it.
You don't have a choice. You don't pick what plane you're taking, too. So it's not like, oh yeah, so sign up for the Mario plane, like I always do. Like,
I mean, obviously that's the plane I want to be on always.
Yeah, totally. The flight people are also involved. They're like,
did they only do this to one plane? Did they do it to a fleet of them?
I think
assume it's just one plane. Yeah. That's a lot of effort to put into one plane.
It's a lot of effort and yet still lame. Like it's like, that's it feels like a stunt.
It is a stunt.
Right.
It's like those Lord of the Rings planes where it's like I think in New Zealand, all the Air New Zealand planes have Gollum on them, right? Like
that's terrifying.
I know.
I don't want that on the side of my plane.
I picked the worst looking one. I don't know if it's Gollum.
What if you look out and you're just like, oh shit, I'm in the Twilight Zone.
I know.
There's a goblin on the
Gollum
wings.
statues on the wings.
Exactly.
We didn't think this through. I was going to say something about Popeye. There's this like awesome clip of like, it's kind of like an experimental animation. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Sal?
I do.
Yeah,
yes.
It's so fucking cool where it's like, I got to revisit it because I actually don't remember the technique and stuff that they used. But it was like, a live action background essentially, but they're like panning across. It's just like it was like a test clip. I don't think it was like a full on thing.
No, that was it. No, that's a real thing. That was in a show. Like, because I saw it on social media like the other day, and it unlocked a memory for me because when I was growing up, my parents were like, well, my dad anyway was like, if it's a cartoon, the AM radio says all the cartoons on television are horrible, so I'm just going to show him like whatever cartoons I remember, and it's going to be Popeye, and it's going to be all this crap. And I remember watching a lot of Popeye, and like I remember that and being like, everything's weird. He's like in reality, or it's like a Ray Harryhausen kind of situation. But yeah, he was walking through the cave.
Yeah, the cave.
So weird, and it's real.
Yeah,
like.
It was nuts.
I don't get it.
I don't know. To get like it's like panning across and stuff and following, like to get that at the time when it was made too, it was not fucking easy to do. It's crazy.
No.
And then
I thought you were going to talk about the Jenny Tartakovsky movie.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Forgot about that one too.
But yeah.
There was not to go on a weird Popeye thing. That's nobody's clamoring for Popeye.
I'm clamoring for Popeye.
I remember this clip of a Popeye. It wasn't a clip. I remember like watching the episode and I was like, oh, this is bad. It was Popeye's like on some stairs and he's fighting a dragon. This is like old Popeye. And I think he ate the spinach first, and then he rips up like the stairs, like part of the stairs in front of him, and to block like the dragon's fire. And on the part that he rips up, it just says asbestos on it to like protect him from the fire. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Popeye.
Sorry, that explains the forearm.
And trouble breathing. I was like, oh my God, man.
And his speech impediment.
Yeah, between that and his constant smoking.
Right.
Popeye was not long for this world.
Was Popeye created just to sell spinach?
Yeah, I don't know what the etymology is behind his spinach eating. I remember hearing it once. Like, I remember somebody actually explaining it, and I was like, shut up. Stop talking to me about Popeye.
I mean, between his spinach, then there's olive oil. And then there's what's his faces with the burgers.
Well, because and like his family all have like it's castor. Wimpy was the name of the burger
Wimpy.
Guy. But yeah, there's castor oil as well. Like like there's more oils.
There's more oils. Olive oil and almond oil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cousin avocado oil.
Yeah. Castor oil looks basically like Blimpy but thinner.
Coconut oil.
I know that movie gets shit on a lot with Robin Williams as Popeye, but I watched that movie a lot when I enjoyed that movie.
Really?
I watched it at least once. I don't remember a lot of it. I remember one scene on a dock, and that's it. I remember thinking, like, what is this guy's deal with spinach? Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And he's got the big fake forearms on and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, it's impressive. He looks like Popeye.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a period of my childhood where I thought spinach exclusively came in cans and didn't understand that it was a leafy vegetable until much later in my life.
Yeah.
So thanks for ruining that for me, Popeye.
Yeah.
It's still light outside.
I know. It's so weird.
Thanks to daylight savings.
Daylight savings. Thank you. I'm
Heck yes.
freaking exhausted in the mornings, but it's light out now. I'll take
horrible. Yeah.
I'd rather have that a little bit.
I've actually been getting up earlier for some reason. Getting up earlier and having daylight for longer has been really nice for the last 2 days. Let's see if it's a habit.
Let's see where it goes.
Not for a long time.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, leave us a comment. Give us a like. We always appreciate it. Same with Spotify, Apple Podcasts, any of that stuff, wherever you get it to. Get it to your ear bones. Give us a like. Give us.
That is where they will go.
Right?
It goes to your ear bones.
Yes.
There's no bones in your ears.
That's not a lie.
There's bones. There's
No,
bones
there's
in
bones.
there.
There's
You'll
3 little
find
bones.
them. There's bones.
There are bones. That's how you hear.
Anyway, you guys got anything super exciting to plug? Mind blowing?
Oh man, setting me up for a real failure here. No, just make sure to give us a 5-star rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, folks, because that helps.
Check out our Patreon.
Please.
Yes. Patreon. Check out the stack of records that's piling up in my house.
Yo,
the ever expanding collection of records.
Yeah.
Oh, let's plug our interview next week. If anybody has any questions.
Yes. Excellent. That is great. So next week, Josh Rubin, former College Humor alumni, Make Some Noise is one of the original Noise Boys on Dropout, and director of Heart Eyes, which is still out in theaters now.
Yeah, you can go see it.
So he's going to be stopping by, talking about some fun stuff, talking about his movie. And so if you got a question for Josh, he's an awesome, talented, hilarious dude. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll ignore them. No, we'll we'll ask Josh.
We'll take them into consideration.
I got nothing else to plug beyond that.
All right. We like you. We hope you like us.
Witty banter over credits at the end. ...
Something about
off the cuff,
sending
genuine interaction,
and
sequence initiated.
I hate you guys. This show's fucking bullshit.
No.
God damn it.